Not really. That's just my boy. Connor's my roommate, so I catch some for him in the off season.
Like, he just mentioned your shimmy for you.
You said what?
Lift weights tomorrow. He said you give a little.
Oh yeah.
Little shimmy for your lift weights.
Yeah, a little bit. Got to get the energy going. Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit. I mean, you just said Connor's your roommate here. Any roommate stories that you can share with us of Connor?
Well, first, our house is me, Connor, and Will Hardy and Cade Law. So it's mostly a defense house and Connor, but I don't know. They're all great people. We do I don't know. We don't really have that many crazy. I mean, it would take a long time to say the funny ones, but we do a little group Bible study each night and trying to keep our heads locked in. But that's probably one thing I'd say about those boys. But yeah, they're all great guys and they're all playing really well right now. So.
Who's the cleanest? Who's the messiest?
Cleanest? Will's definitely cleanest, for sure. The messiest? It's gotta be Cade. I feel like me and Connor are probably a little in the middle. We can get a little messy, but we'll clean up. But Will's like a robot, so he's always on top of all his stuff.
So if
business school
Connor's
boys too, right?
Yep,
You guys.
Yep. Me, Connor, Will, business school. Yep.
So if Connor's going to the fridge and there's one thing left, do you blitz him if you want it? How do you guys go about that?
Nah, I usually
give him a couple of reps in the kitchen.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but nah, I usually just let him get it.
Do you think living with a bunch of defensive guys kind of adjusts his mentality maybe a little bit more?
That's interesting. I think it's definitely good because, especially with us having one at each of the levels of the defense, like me playing D-line, then Cade's at linebacker, obviously, and Will's at safety. Being able to communicate for him, learning more about defense, and then also us being able to if I'm trying to one thing I was trying to learn a little bit more about this offseason was coverage because I hadn't really done that a whole lot in the past. And there may be some opportunities this year, so be able to talk to Will and Cade, but then also for Connor, there's definitely a lot of advantages to that too, for sure.
Are you talking about being the rush spot when you're a little bit of coverage?
No, I mostly
Cayman
play the
Rucker
end,
spot?
but I don't know. We could have some packages later on.
Coach Collins said in the spring that you and Des might get a little bit of work in the Cayman Rucker position, so to speak. So
yeah.
Is that where some of that coverage would come from if it does?
I mean, I have a couple playing from the end, but then also I think he's probably referring to more of the pass rush or our base personnel stuff. That type of thing is probably what he's mentioning there. But later on down the year, they did talk about right now we're trying to learn one spot, but eventually, mentally, if we're able to, then if we could play both, then we got 3 really, really good edge guys and some other really good young guys too. So if we could, the more that we know, the more that we can play for sure.
Des mentioned the other night when he was here about having both you and him out on the field at the same time with Cayman linebacker.
Yeah, that would
kind
be
of
scary.
Fantasy formation.
Yeah. I think hopefully we can do that some this year. I think that'll be exciting, especially that'd be a pretty scary pass rush look, and yeah, that'd be exciting.
How would you describe how practice has been like with Coach Collins?
So much energy. I love it. Coach Chiswick was a great guy, but Coach Collins, he definitely brings a lot of energy to the table. I feel like everybody's flying to the ball, playing with a lot of passion, and that's exciting.
I guess kind of going off that, schematically, how different is that defense? What are some of are there any different responsibilities, assignments? How different is that?
I think more so he's just letting us go. Not that it's a scheme thing or anything, just the mentality behind the scheme is more so what I feel like is a lot different. The scheme's definitely different, but being able to play with that type of mentality where you're trying to attack all the time and you don't have to hold back ever is pretty cool. And letting us we have some really good defensive ends, so letting all of us be able to be free when we're playing is pretty cool.
He's talked a lot about the idea of look complicated, be simple. What exactly does that mean for you, your position?
Look complicated, be simple. I think that's just doing, literally like it says, doing the little things to the best of our ability, and the more that we can do that, the better that we will play. I think a lot of times people try to make things so hard, but at the end of the day, if you can get around the tackle and make a sack, you're gonna win a lot of games. So.
What's it been like to have Jacoby Criswell back in the locker room?
Jacoby Criswell, he's a great guy too. I think he has a lot of chemistry, and then obviously, I know a lot about Connor since he's my roommate, one of my best friends. But I know that they're great friends. Even back when Jacoby, Drake, and Connor were here our freshman year, they were always tight then. So I think that's always and more competition is always a good thing. The more iron can sharpen iron, the better everybody can be.
Well, last year when we talked to you during the season, you mentioned you used your first year here to put weight on and to get better mobility. What's been the next steps in your development between now last year and then.
This
now.
offseason, Coach Hess and all of our strength coaches have done a really good job. I've been mostly trying to focus on, still work on mobility because that's probably where I'm weaker at, but trying to get really explosive and faster. And I feel like that's shown a lot in this tape that we've been playing this past, 5 practices now. That's probably what I would say my focus is: speed, quickness,
Weight now.
change direction. My weight's about the same, like 260.
Oh, I hear you on that because when we were out here Monday night, it looked like you were getting off.
Yeah.
Fast. We put it in the practice report about how fast you were getting off. Like,
Yeah.
have other people noticed that? Have coaches said like, "Wow"?
Yeah, I mean, we do our testing like so every Tuesday we'll do speed days. So we'll do like a 10-yard get off time, and the coaches could see the gradual change over that for this whole off season. So I feel a lot more equipped to play right now than we did.
And the numbers show it too in terms of your testing.
Yeah.
This is Dez's last go. Have you seen something different in the way he's approached this camp as opposed to the last couple that you've seen?
Yeah.
And how is he better?
Dez, he's a dog for sure. He's always attacking. He doesn't really care about like any pain or any of that stuff. So you can just watch him. He'll just run straight through people. He's a great guy. I definitely feel like he's my roommate right now in the hotel, and so that's been awesome too. And we've definitely got closer through that. But yeah, I think his mentality has definitely changed a lot. Just attacking. I think Coach Collins has helped him free up some and just be able to go and attack even more. And I think him and Cayman have both been doing a great job.
We talked to Dez the other night. I got the impression that he's taken sort of a more professional approach to camp in this season. Have you seen that kind of elevation from him?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, similar. Just change the attacking mindset. I think he's ready to go. I think he'll be good.
Seems like freedom is a word that keeps coming up a lot.
Yeah.
Like Dez was using it a lot.
Really?
I feel like that's kind of how you sound too.
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah.
What have you seen from Joshua Harris? And what does he bring to the defense?
He's a great guy too. I think he's been playing. I remember the first play we got here. He had a one-on-one rep. I don't remember who he was going against. I think he was at 3-tech, but very first rep, he hits like a cross chop. I think he's like, I don't know how big he is, but he's a big guy. And to be able to move like that at that size, it's pretty very impressive. So yeah, he's going to be very good.
What do you remember? Like, what was your reaction when you saw that on the first rep?
I was surprised because I was thinking at his size, you see somebody that big, you think they come in here for run stopper at like nose guard, and then watching him do that was pretty shocking. But,
And just a little bit like on the leadership and mentality side, obviously he's a father too. A lot of people use the word maturity with him. How would you just describe him as a guy?
I think he's a great guy. I think he cares about a lot of the people. And I think that's kind of undervalued sometimes, but I think he does, like even like the younger guys, he'll help coach them and try to get them to be the best they can be. And we have a lot of really, really good young guys in our D-line team too. So, and they're all coming along a lot. But, yeah.
Amari described you as intense. He thought about it for a little bit, but he said intense.
Yeah.
How would you describe him?
Amari? I don't know. There's a lot of words. He's a very smart guy. I would just say instinctual, probably how I'd say. He makes a lot of plays that are pretty rare, I'd say. He's always in the right spot.
What's it been? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what's
You
it been like working with Ted Montequino? Obviously, he's got a lot of pro experience. Like, how has he kind of helped you see the game maybe in a different way coming into this year?
Yeah, I think what's really cool about his knowledge too is that even though he's our D-line coach, he knows so much about all of football. And so like for me, I've been trying to take a step further in my mental game and try to learn more about everything that's going on around me. And I think he's been helping us a lot too. So like at times last year, like when I'm first learning the defense, I may just learn my job and I'll have my job down pat. But being able to understand what's going on around me all the time, for even in the back end, it can help open up a lot more things. And I think he's been very, very helpful in that. That's probably one thing I'd say.
Just from what you've
Last
seen,
one to go.
what makes Willie so hard to go against on defense?
Willie, like Hunter just said, Willie's a dog for sure. It's difficult going against. So our O-line is all very, very good. Trey, Howard, obviously I'm going against tackles the most. And those guys are very difficult. But then being able to switch from that to then going against Willie, who's smaller but strong as an ox, it's very hard because no matter where you like, you think that you could be able to like just swim or get around or whatever, but his feet are also so incredible, and at his strength, he's a beast. He's a beast. It's gonna be difficult for you guys to do this.
Ready?
Thank you.
Thanks, Beau.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bo. Yep.
Well, appreciate it.